Good morning and welcome back to my channel and our Simple Abundance year. This is our journey through Sarah Breathnach's book, Simple Abundance. It is 2020 if you're watching this real time, August 23rd, and I have a kitty playing in the background as usual. That's my kitty Annabelle. And today's entry is a continuation of our discussion yesterday. There was a little intro to the story of Rumpelstiltskin and how that ties into our discussions lately about creation and collaboration with something that may seem like it is external to us, spirit, or today we're going to be mentioning the subconscious mind. She's got this entry called The Golden Storehouse of the Subconscious Mind. And we talked about in the story of Rumpelstiltskin how straw was turned into gold. So if you think about this golden storehouse, maybe that's where all your gold is, right? If you can turn the straw into gold, if we think about it as a metaphor. I'm going to read a bunch today because this is kind of out there. So I'm going to be asking you guys what you think about it. And I told you yesterday there was a little sneak preview to what she says here. Did you figure out who Rumpelstiltskin really was? He was the miller's daughter's subconscious mind. Wow. Quote, you can bring into your life more power, more wealth, more health, more happiness, and more joy by learning to contact and release the hidden power of your subconscious mind. And that was said by Joseph Murray. He is an Irish-American author and divine mind master. Just as there are two sides of the brain, there are two spheres of your mind. The conscious mind is where reason resides, and the subconscious or deeper mind is where our emotions and creativity dwell. When you think about the subconscious mind, I wonder if you're thinking about, sorry, I'm getting distracted by a kitty. I'm wondering if you're thinking about perhaps like hypnosis, where a lot of times hypnosis is getting to that deeper subconscious mind, right? The main point to remember is once the subconscious mind accepts an idea, it begins to execute it. That's more from Joseph Murray. It works by association of ideas and uses every bit of knowledge that you have gathered in your lifetime to bring about its purpose. It draws on the infinite power, energy, and wisdom within you. It lines up all the laws of nature to get its way. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to your difficulties, but at other times it may take days, weeks, or longer. Its ways are past finding out. I don't know what that means. Its ways are past finding out. Those are in italics too. Anyway, so we've talked about the senses in the past, and we talked about intuition, the sixth sense, right? And in some cases that could be tapping into your subconscious mind and really trusting that you have an inner knowing, right? Now, what's the thought of Rumpelstiltskin being the subconscious mind? That she just let go and then a little creature came along and helped her with spinning the straw into gold? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that connection. In the fable Rumpelstiltskin, a cycle of creation begins with the command given to the subconscious mind. For dreams to be called forth to the physical plane, a declaration must be made. And that was when the miller's daughter's father said, "My daughter can spin straw into gold." He must have been, I don't remember the details, he must have been pushed up against the wall to really like, my daughter can spin straw into gold, that's like a total desperation lie, right? Sometimes the task we agree to take on seems virtually impossible. Like, can you imagine being the miller's daughter and being like, I can't believe my dad said that I could do this. Like, what was he doing? Like, we think we don't have the time, talent, resources, or support to achieve it, but we are intrigued by the possibilities, just as the king is captivated by the thought of more wealth. Our authentic longing emboldens us to obey the command. Spin the straw into gold or suffer the consequences. Let the dream die, and with it will die the authentic life for which we long. That's interesting. So I guess if you think about, like, if the dream is for the straw to become gold, if you don't try and you give up on it, then you're turning your back on the authentic life, if that's really your dream, right? So we try to spin our straw using all kinds of rational mind, our reasoning, our experience, our craft. But when we rely solely on reason to manifest dreams, all we end up with is straw. However, we have a strange creative collaborator who knows how to spin straw into gold. Is that spirit? Is that our subconscious mind? She's kind of giving us the subconscious mind in this one, but we have been talking about the collaboration with spirit, so it could be that as well. And we're all a part of spirit, so the subconscious mind is a little drop of that, right? It is Rumpelstiltskin, our subconscious mind. Instead of a necklace or a ring, like those were the things that she gave him in the other instances before she offered the firstborn child, we surrender pride and control of the dream. Instead of our firstborn child, we surrender our ego. We admit we cannot do it alone. We must give the order to our subconscious to work it out, then slip into a creative slumber so that the subconscious mind can go to work on our behalf. So a lot of that is about the surrendering and accepting that there's a higher power, and accepting that there's a point where we just don't know what's going to happen, and we have to give it over to faith, or let go, let God, like I've said a couple of times. When you're creating and you find yourself stuck, let go and turn it over to the deeper wisdom dwelling beyond your reasoning. When you're perplexed, you need to ask the subconscious to take over, preferably at night. In the morning, the answer should be forthcoming, but if it's not, continue asking questions before you go to sleep. That is a really good time to do those things. Remember when we talked about Napoleon Hill's tool of creating the nightly council group of people, that he suggested that when you're going to bed, that's when you have those conversations with your council. So that's when you're really like about to let go and really be in that. I guess when you're dreaming, that is when your subconscious mind is taking over as well. I don't really know the science of it, so sorry if there's an expert watching right now. Let's see. How do I spin straw into gold is the question that you're asking. Tell your subconscious mind to awaken you with the answer. By the third morning, 3 is a very mystical number. The answer should start to be revealed. So she's tying this in with the Rumpelstiltskin story, where there were the 3 mornings. Amazingly, when we harness the incredible power of the subconscious in our lives, we can accomplish whatever we set out to do, no matter what obstacles we must overcome. Hold the vision of the completed dream in your mind. See your heart's desire. Feel the thrill of the accomplishment. Offer grateful thanks in advance. Don't ask how it will come to pass. Just know that it will. Now go to work. There's so much in that last sentence there about, we've talked about manifestation, we've talked about dreams. I mean, okay, I'm going to read that again. So holding on to your completed vision as a dream in your mind. That is so much of manifestation. And I've talked about the Abraham Hicks again, and how it's like, if you can contemplate yourself already in the circumstances of what you're wanting to manifest, then it's going to be, you're going to become in vibrational alignment with it. So it's just going to be there, because it's already like, I don't know how to give you an example. Like, so say you want to have a particular relationship, and every morning I've heard about this as far as like bringing a relationship into your life. If you act as though the relationship's already there and you're treating yourself as well as a partner would treat you, I don't know, this is kind of an obscure example, but like, I think I told you guys, like when I showed you my counter setup, you know, I have a second spot there. So it's like I've opened that space for a partner to be there to eat with me. Or we talked about feng shui. In the bedroom, you're supposed to have a bedside table on each side and equal walking distance, and there's even something about having like empty space in your closet and space for more clothes and drawers and things like that if you're wanting to bring a partner into your life. So doing some things in the physical world that are not even only with your mind, but like that you're actually acting like something already is a reality, then it's going to align with those details. I don't know, but you're also letting it go. You're just kind of like, you're giving it up to God. You're giving it up to the higher power. You're trusting like that it's on its way. We also talked about the GPS and like driving from Boston to California, and it's like, you know you're gonna get there. You know other people have gone before. You're just on the journey to it. So this is like all about manifesting here when she's saying these things. So also she says, feel the thrill of the accomplishment. And I mentioned this in another video as well, that a lot of times when you're doing affirmations or you're really working on manifesting, there's that feeling is such a big part of it. And so if you did all those things that I just mentioned and you're trying to manifest a relationship, but then the whole time you're just seeing the lack of it, or you're lonely the whole time, then that's gonna almost be like canceling it out. So you've got to get into the framework of the feeling. And I was watching a coaching YouTube video within the last 6 months, and I've done this before, like as far as I mentioned my fantasy journal where I write down things and how I felt about a situation that actually didn't really happen yet. But in terms of like, say, a relationship, the coach was saying that you want to sit down and write out how you want to feel in that relationship. Like, and you might have actually made a list of like, oh, you know, he's got to be caring and loving or whatever. You went and you made a list at some point of like what you're looking for, but it was a totally different list. This one was, how do you want to feel in that relationship? And you know, I had never done that before. So you can do that with any, I'm only just using relationship as an example, but you can do that with any part of your life. And the coach was saying that when you get into a situation and you're kind of evaluating it, like say in that situation you were dating people, then you want to see if things are matching up at least 90% of the time, then it's good. And if they're not, then it's time to move on and, go to another situation. Again, that's just one example. There's so many other things that you could apply that to. And I just went with that because I started saying it about I started using the relationship as an example. Offer grateful thanks in advance, right? That's kind of like the affirmation talk that we had as well, where you're thanking the world for something that you may not actually have yet. And we've talked about faking it till you make it, right? Don't ask how it will come to pass. We talked about that as well, and it was back in July 4th, I think, when we talked about how you can't get so set on the details of how everything's going to work out. Like you have to, what is it? I heard something once where it was like, I can't think of the words. There were 3 words, but it was basically like, I'm going to say it wrong, but it was something like, you're asking, oh my God, what is it? Basically, I wish I hadn't said that because I can't think of it now. But the 3rd word anyway is that you're you're not having any sort of anxiety about how it's all going to happen. It's a manifestation step. If I can think about it, if I can think of it, I'll put it in the notes at the bottom. But the words are all very similar. And the third word is basically that you're like releasing. You're not having any. I'm thinking of the word ease. Like you're just having ease about it, you know. So you're like releasing it out. To be like, these are the things that I want, just like that list. This is the way I want to feel in the relationship. Well, you haven't gone and said like he has to have brown hair and he has to be at least 6 feet tall, and like you haven't put in all the details. It's like you just put it out there. You kind of just like, you know, put out a call of like, these are the ways that I want to feel, and then you're letting the rest of the details get filled in, just like we've been talking about with the creation, and leading with our heart and letting a higher power, if you will, come in and fill in those details to help us get the work out there. This is all connected. Is it blowing your mind? So don't ask for how it will come, just know that it will. Oh, my kitty's talking to the birds. That's how she does it. Today, prepare to evolve from a miller's daughter into a queen, because that's right, she became the queen after that. In your heart, mind, and soul, be willing to turn it over to infinite intelligence. Get out of the way, name the source of your power, and begin to spin straw into gold. That one is pretty amazing, don't you think? That was the one I remembered that I was excited to share with you. There's just so many ways that she ties that story into various things, like the subconscious mind, spirit, manifesting, letting go with your dreams, and not getting so caught up with the rational mind. It's something I go back and forth in. I'm way happier in the dream state. I've shared that with you guys many times. And then you know on the other side of it that I'm such a planner. So like for instance, right now in my life, I mentioned to you guys a couple videos ago, I am going to be moving. Do I have that figured out in any way? Absolutely not. Which is like, how can that be? Because I know it's coming. Normally I'm such a planner, and actually I've had to stop myself. I told myself I'm not going to pack anything. I'm just waiting. I have time, you know, like I have like a 2-month period basically. And normal Carolyn would be doing it all ahead of time. And like, I even was thinking, oh, I should get a storage unit and I should get my stuff over there. And then like, cause I don't know how big the place is going to be. And then I can like figure it out later and I just decided, and this is so foreign to me, but I'm doing it and I'm going to just let it work out somehow. I'm not saying I'm not looking for places, because I am, but I just decided that I was going to stop trying to manipulate everything and figure it out. I just decided, like, you have time. If you just relax about it and I did write a list just like that relationship list. I sat down and I said, this is how I want to feel in the place. This is, you know, I did put some of the things in there, but you know, like I love to watch my birds and have my garden. So I just was writing down, like, I really want to feel like I can have nature around me and things like that. So I did put some elements in there of things that I want. But I am actually doing an experiment here, and you guys will be able to watch because I'll tell you about how it's going over the next 2 months. But I don't even know where geographically I'm gonna be. I kind of have a price range, and but you know, I could also totally sell most of my stuff. Like I told you the last time I moved, I just did like a huge life purge, so I could also do that again. I mean, so I figured that though it's completely opposite of my personality, I am taking the rational mind out of it, and I'm just kind of having this like wait and see approach. And I've put the call out there for the coordinates of things, but I'm also totally open to how it plays out, because like I said, I honestly could live anywhere right now. So I'm just gonna see what happens. I don't know, we'll see how long this lasts, but I have stopped myself. I already have boxes and stuff, and I'm like, you are not allowed to pack yet. Like, you're just, like, at least for a month, maybe a month from now I can start packing, but because I am such a planner, I'd like to have some things mapped out and some, like, not have to, I'm not a last minute person, so I don't want to have to do it all in like a week or two. But I'm trying to just have a bit more ease. I wish I could remember the words that I was trying to tell you guys about, those 3 statement words. But the last one definitely is something about ease. Just like, let it go and trust that you've put it out there and that we don't know the future, but somehow things are all gonna come together somehow. I don't know. I'm doing an experiment. If it fails, then I'll tell you that as well, and I'll be like, I should have found a place 2 months ago. What was I doing? Like, hopefully it doesn't work out like that. Hopefully I'll be telling you that, you know, the perfect situation opened up, and that had I tried to work it out any earlier, that it wouldn't have been the right place. And so that's where I'm at. Could change tomorrow because, like, my mood changes as much as my underwear, so who knows? But that's where I am right now, and I'm trying to just trust that something's gonna help me figure it out, because I'm in torment otherwise when I'm using my rational mind about trying to figure it out. And again, I'm not saying I'm not taking any steps whatsoever. I'm not just gonna, like, not try to find a place and then think that the day before I have to move out of here that all of a sudden a miracle would happen. I mean, that could happen. Look what happened to Sarah. She was about to give up. She had no money, just maybe money for a phone call, and then a miracle came. So there's nothing saying that that couldn't happen either, but I am hoping that something happens a little bit sooner than that. And I know that I will be a part of it in some respect, as far as, like, honing in on what I want and kind of seeing what's out there. And I've also had to stop myself because there are a couple places that are available right now, but I don't want to have overlapping rent for these last 2 months that I'm here. So I've had to stop myself from reaching out to a place that's available now, and just tell myself, like, well, there's a place that has a lot of the qualities that I want, but that means that I'm getting closer, and there's probably going to be another place like it, if not even better, for the time frame that I do want. So anyway, that's just a little bit about what's going on with me and how I'm tying it into this Rumpelstiltskin story and spinning straw into gold. Even though when I think about the straw in relation to my home right now, you guys know how much I love my home, and I'm glad I was able to do so many videos for you earlier in the year with little video tours of the place, because I don't know what my place is gonna be like next. I hope it's also nice, but it may not be like, it may not be as great as this place is, but I'm hoping it will, and that's on my list, that I will feel happy there and content no matter where it is. And you know I will have fun decorating it, for sure. I will spin straw into gold with that, no doubt. All right, I've got to get off to my job today, and I hope you guys have a great Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow. I closed the book, so I don't remember what it is tomorrow for the next topic, but it'll be something great, and we'll talk more about it. And as always, thanks for being here. Lots of love to you all. I hope you leave me a comment, because I do love hearing from you guys too. Have a great day.